What's up, guys? Welcome back. Stop Talk and Roll, episode 105, your number one show on YouTube for Jiu-Jitsu rolling analysis. Today, I'm back on the show with Shanice. We had a good little round last night and figured I'd put it up. If you would not mind, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. I'm trying to grow this, get more people on the channel, get more rounds that we can review so we can get better at jiu-jitsu. I get these episodes out every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Saturday, and I'd love to review one of your rounds. Just check out the description below, and I will get you in. Let's go. Shanice was complaining because I had a grip when the round started, but I'm a black belt, so that's what I do. All right, sorry, my phone rang, and okay, so I am playing shin to shin, and I'm creating a lot of tension this way and pulling back this way. What I'm looking to do is extend this leg out. If Shanice stays on her knee on this side, I like to sit through to single leg X. If she stands, I like to go to X. So she stands. I have this opening, and I throw that leg through. This leg comes up. I have X guard. She grabs my gi. So that prompts me to, I start going back, but she very nicely sneaks that foot out, which is really nice. I get that back though real quick and then drive her backwards. Yep, clear that grip. And then this little thing right here, I've been doing this a lot. Notice where this leg goes. This is going to come underneath her knee to stop her from hipping into me. Right? So while she is hipping into me, I'm driving that knee through her hip to keep her turned away from me. So as you can see here, right? She wants to turn into me, and I'm driving both legs to get her knees facing away, right? This was the one that was in the back, and it drives the knee away, and I come up on top. I'm thinking about a Darce, and then I'm trying to pass the guard. So I'm actually, she was doing a really good job hip escaping. So I basically draped my arm right here to the floor and buried my shoulder into her hip and then just drove forward, which turns her onto her back. And then I collect and get into side control. Shanice had just asked about this arm bar in a second that I'm about to do in class, so I figured I'd show it by demonstrating on her. So she was wondering about the arm bar that you get from bottom side control, so I threw her in it, pulled her back. She does a good job coming up, so I am trying to finish on top right now, and then so I'm baiting a reverse triangle back here when I grab this arm. Okay, so I'm keeping that tight. I'm holding on to it, and what's happening in the back right now is I'm holding onto her arm, which would be her left arm, this arm on this side. She's going to pull this arm out, and this foot's going to kick through and follow. So she pulls out, that kicks through, reverse triangle. Okay? Now I have options from here, but Shanice is hiding her arm, so I elect to go for the reverse triangle finish. What I do there is I grab the near side foot to create tension, start pulling it over so the far side foot is in range. Once the far side foot is in range, I grab it, pull them over completely, sit up, and then here you can finish the reverse triangle. I don't like to finish the reverse triangle back here. I find it can be difficult. You can see it's not really locked in that well. Like honestly, I'll squeeze to create the pressure, but honestly, unless you have this hand, it's very difficult to finish the choke part. So when you get somebody over completely on the other side of their body, though, it tightens up the whole choke. So from here, if I wanted to be a jerk, I would sit up like an omoplata and like spike her head into the floor and squeeze, which would make it very, very tight. And obviously I'm spiking her head, but I'm not a jerk. So I just squeeze, get the tap. So one thing you could do right here, Shanice, is when you have my ankles like this, just deadlift up and put me on my back. Okay, it's better for you to pass with me on my back than for me sitting. Sitting, I'm going to be able to move a lot more easily. Okay. This is this overhook that I do a lot. So what I'm doing here is um I'm it's hard to see unfortunately, but I'm doing an overhook and I'm lacing over her arm and hooking it and then using my whole arm to drive her arm through, okay? It's not so much like I mean, obviously I have a strength advantage here, but technically, right, it's going to be much more difficult for her to pull out her arm from the overhook when I lace it all the way through and I turn my shoulder over. As you can see, I'm leaning heavily on this. All right. Then basically what happens determines what I'm gonna do next. If I'm able to get her elbow, if I'm not able to get her elbow across the center line, I would hit a hook sweep. If I can get her elbow across the center line, what I'm doing is I'm gonna hunt the back. So I get it across the center line, right? And I use this outside hook. That would be the sweeping leg, right? For the hook sweep. I use that to catch her leg and send her hips this way. And this leg will become my bottom hook. So as her weight and her hips are going this way, she falls down. I swing around to her back. That leg now becomes the bottom hook. And I start hunting for the second hook. Shanice does a good job getting the turtle right here. Problem is I already have that hook in, so it can be difficult. So I think I look for like a power hat. No, we just fall back down. So here you could still get out. Like you still have a good chance of getting out here. What you'd want to do is easier said than done, but if you can get this elbow free by turning all the way around and facing me, that's what you'd want to look for. The other thing you could do is if you think you can, turn your shoulder down this way and barrel your shoulder back into me to like square back up with me because this hip is free. You can do that, but I get that hook in and that's going to eliminate that. So there's that power half that allows me to take the back and body triangle. So now we're in here for a while, so I'm going to let this play. Shanice has got good back defense, but I'm also not going to let that go. So what happens now is I'm mainly a no-gi guy, but I am looking for a combination of collar chokes and rear naked chokes. But ultimately what I want to do, well, ultimately, obviously I want to get the choke, but my main objective right now is actually to get the arms out of the way. So, hold on, timeout. Just want to say how much of a gentleman. Look at that. Hair's in the way. I didn't want to pull a hair. So I relieve pressure, remove the hair, and then come back in. Look at that. How nice am I? I could have just been a jerk, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So this is a good way to strip the hands down, straight down, but eventually I'm going to want cross control. So what I'm doing is I'm coming through. I learned this from Josh over at East Coast United. He calls it tracing, which I found really cool. So I'm tracing over, right, my wrist on top and making a grip over the knuckles. It's going to be a stronger grip than the wrist over the knuckles. And I use that to punch down. Oop, she beats me to it. So never mind, I don't do it. What I would be looking for is to punch down. So I am starting to bury in a collar choke to start threatening that. Okay. Now I switched my head. So we're working here. I have an overhook on this side. I actually have double overhooks right now because I can afford that because of the triangle. But I want to start looking for a choke with this arm. So I need to bring my head on the other side. All right. So I can continue to threaten that. But what I am going to be doing is exactly trying to trap this hand down to trap it with this leg. Yep, so I'm able to get that straight jacket control, the cross jacket. I pull it, and then this foot comes over this one to trap it eventually. Oh no, she's holding it. Nice. That's good, Shanice. But yeah, I'm able to beat that up. That's hard. All right, so the problem is my hand's stuck. I gotta get my hand out of there. I'm able to do that. And it's still not good enough because Shanice is really game. It's still not good enough. So what I'm doing here is I'm switching this from a short hook, this leg from a short hook, and this is my long hook. I'm making this into my long hook down here, and my bottom leg's the short hook. And I'm gonna get a wrong side body triangle, right? So I put this down on the bottom, right? I reach around and grab her lat, okay? And I'm gonna pull her up and reset the body triangle now on the other side. I'll talk about this in a second, but I'm gonna reset the body triangle on the other side. She's doing a good job stopping me from getting the body triangle. All right, maybe I don't get the body triangle. Yeah, no, maybe I don't. Oh no, I am eventually able to get kind of a loose body triangle. Okay, and I'm gonna let this play through. Don't go back. Actually, yeah. Okay, so that's solidified. So I want to talk about the control. So, we're past here. Okay, so when I go to turn, if I don't hook her leg, she's able to turn her hips, and she would be able to turn her hips like so. She would dip the hip down this way and dip the hip up this way, kind of like turning so she's perpendicular with my center line, and she'd be able to get her hips out. What this hook is doing, it's a butterfly hook, is just I'm hooking into her leg and extending so she can't do that. Boom, right here. So now she can't easily retract that leg. Okay, so I'm just extending that leg hard. Okay, and now my goal is I'm going to keep choking the whole time. Notice up top, I'm hunting for the choke the whole time while I'm manipulating with the bottom at the same time. Like those things are happening independently of each other. There's two battles going on. If I lose the control with the legs, she's going to be able to escape. But I could still attack the chokes the whole time. If I just worry about the bottom and she's not worried about the chokes, it's going to be very difficult, but she could put all her attention on defending the legs. So I have to do both at the same time. Okay. So I get to this position. This is perfectly fine. You would pinch this knee in if you can't put a body triangle in. Obviously, there's a size difference here, so it's easier for me to put a body triangle. But if I'm with somebody whose waist is a little bigger and I can't put in a body triangle, I would look for something like this, but I would be pinching that knee in because I can get a body triangle on Shanice. That's my ultimate goal, right? So I'm looking to control this hand so she can't stop the incoming body triangle here. Boom. Now, the beauty of this position is all of her weight and all of my weight are on her arm right now. Is on. All of our weight is on. This is not English grammar channel. If my students from Central are watching, don't judge. All your weight, our weight, whatever. There's weight. All of the weight is on the arm. Okay. It's really hard to take that out. I was showing Shanice after the fact, and it's like, I hesitate to say impossible. Very difficult. Okay. So basically now I control with one arm, a one-on-one, and then I have a 1-on-0 attack here. So she does a very good job still. And notice I keep having to move my head side to side to get a choke in. I'm able to, I don't want to be a jerk and like really jam my like knuckles into Shanice's neck. So I'm able to create right here. I'm just lifting her chin up a little bit with my arm. Okay. And then I'm looking to punch underneath the other side here. And then I think I do it one more time. Oh no, I pull her over and get the rear naked. Nice. And then there's like 10 seconds left, and Shanice. Nice. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me just run it out. Very nice. Okay, so let's see that last little exchange here. So I love this pass. So this is basically you just driving the legs through this way. This is a good way to just like test somebody's guard. Get the knee past the hip, drive through, and If they don't turtle, you have a pass. Obviously, I'm going to turtle. When I turtle, if I feel like their weight's on this side of my hip or just like across my center line, I will immediately shoot my hips to the ceiling, just like so. So I keep my head down, hips to the ceiling to just basically bump her off. And she comes back in. She has me in a leg drag position. I'm looking to get my butterfly hooks in, and she's able to sit right around for the armbar, and I am saved by the bell. So yeah, fun round. Thanks, Shanice. That was fun. Get to class tonight. Although I'm recording this at 5 o'clock, and we have no gi in an hour. But when you see this, it will be 8 in the morning. So I don't know why I'm saying this. But hopefully I saw you last night in the future past. Okay. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, notification bell, share. Where's my mouse? Bye.